Here are the Nordic iSelect adjustable dumbbells that go from 5 all the way to 50 pounds by simply turning a dial. That's right, when you buy this, you will get 2 dumbbells that sit on a base and are plugged into your wall. This allows some power to go to the base that, when you turn the handle, lets you adjust the weights all the way from 5 to 50 pounds in increments of 5. Not only that, but there is an app that allows for voice controls through Alexa to change the weights to the weight you want, or you can set up weights in the app that you just pick an exercise and it switches for you. But as a quick note, I've run into a lot of problems with that voice control as well as using the app, so I'm going to cover that a bit later, but let's see what you get when you unbox the Nordic iSelect dumbbells. First, there are 2 5-pound handles, and then going along with that, there are 36 2.5-pound plates that go on as well. There's also a base included, which is rather large, but does let you place the handles and plates on top of it to store your handles, and it also is what will change the weight when you turn the dial left or right. Attaching to the base is the power adapter, so this goes from the base to the wall outlet, and then the last piece you get is a tablet holder that you connect to the top of the base itself. So how do these dumbbells work? First off, you will need to plug in the power adapter to the base and wall outlet. Once that's done and it's booted up, make sure you have both the dumbbell plates and handles on the base itself. Then you're going to turn the dial left to reduce the weight or right to increase the weight, and once you pick the desired weight you would like, you can take the dumbbells out of the base and use them as needed. Once complete, slide the dumbbells back in place on the base itself. If there's other plates, you might need to slide them in between them, but from there, you can then turn the dial to the desired weight again, pick them out, and do it for your next exercise. One thing of note, when you're changing the weights, it will blink when it's actually changing between them to let you know not to take the handles out of the device, because if you do so, you can misalign the weights as it might not have properly taken the correct weight amount when you were changing it. So make sure that number is solid on the display before taking out the weights. And also, there are 2 AAA batteries in each one of the handles, and these can run out of power over time. So if these are low on battery, make sure you swap these out, as they do assist in changing the weights of each one of the handles themselves when you turn the knob left or right. So now on to the iSelect app. This app is pretty cool in theory, however, I ran into a lot of problems getting it to work. So I was able to pair the app with the dumbbells very easily, however, it seemed to drop the connection a lot, and then I also set up things like my Alexa in order to hook up to it, but that still caused a lot of problems, as once I did, the actual handle, so turning the dial, for some reason just started getting stuck. So I'd turn it like right or left and the number just wouldn't change for like 15 to 20 seconds. Sometimes it actually error out completely. And it was only ever after I added it to my Wi-Fi and things like Alexa that I saw this starting to happen. And after a few hours of testing and testing and testing some more, I just gave up. I just could not seem to get this to work. It'd be really cool if it did, but every time I tried it and got everything hooked up and like it said it was connected and whatnot, I would try to do the voice commands and nothing would happen. So then I'd try to do it manually, and again I'd have to wait 15 to 20 seconds for anything to change. So I had to end up factory resetting the entire thing just to get it so it was not connected to my Wi-Fi anymore, and now it works like it did with just manually doing it out of the box. So in all, until they get some better updates to this coming out, and guess what, there were updates when I initially started it in the app, but until they make some improvements, I probably won't even bother with the app because it's just easy enough changing it manually using my hand. So I have completed a few workouts with the dumbbells and even got to try out the Hyperbell, which is my bar that I have for dumbbells to add on a bit more weight, make it a little more interesting in my workouts at home. But here are my testing results and what I think about it after doing some workouts with the iSelect dumbbells. First off, these things feel very premium. I really like the materials they're made out of. They feel solid, all very compact, aren't too noisy when you use them. So overall, I really do like these dumbbells. The handles themselves, I'm not used to having kind of the rougher grip on them just because I've been using my Core Fitness ones for so long and those are like a smooth plastic. But these ones have been great so far and actually fit the Hyperbell attachment better than the Core Fitness dumbbells do. Now, these dumbbells do seem a little bit bigger than something like my Core Fitness dumbbells in overall size. That's probably because they have so many plates, being that each one is about 2.5 pounds. So again, they have 36 2.5 pound plates along with the 2 5-pound handle attachments. So they're a little bit bigger. Overall, again, I don't think it affected me that much in using them, but I want to make sure that you are aware that these are a little bit bigger than most dumbbells in general. So these dumbbells are also a lot more square than my Core Fitness dumbbells. And this isn't a bad thing. If you want to like place them on the ground and use them or whatever, they are flat at the bottom, so you can just lay them on the ground and they're not going to roll around on you. So if you need to do anything that stabilizes on the ground, you're good to go with these. So again, not a big issue. I just want to let you know that they are not very round, but instead more of a square shape. So for my final thoughts and testing, I do actually like using these more than the Core Fitness adjustable dumbbells, which is pretty crazy as I've had those things for 5 years. They are a little bit more expensive. Now, I got them on a deal for $300, not counting tax. So this was like the launch on Amazon, so I got it really, really early in and got them for a good price. I think they're up to $429 as of shooting this video, so they are up another $129 since then, but that's still what I would call a good price if you're looking for some premium adjustable dumbbells. Again, I do have some hesitancy on the base and needing to plug them into a wall outlet or even using the Wi-Fi at all. So those are some cons as to why you might not want them. But if you want some, what I would think of premium dumbbells that work really, really well so far when used manually, these are the best I have used so far. So with that, let's jump into my final thoughts. So the Nordic iSelect dumbbells are my favorite so far when they work properly. However, I do want to continue testing them for a little bit of time to make sure that I can actually keep using these things since they are plugged into the wall and don't give me too many issues where I think the Core Fitness dumbbells provide more value and just not having as many headaches. The build quality of the iSelect dumbbells is excellent. So all of the plates themselves feel very premium. Same with the handle. It all feels very well. Maybe a little bulky, but has been great in my workout so far and I've really enjoyed using it. A quick note, these are not made for dropping on the ground, and really none of the adjustable dumbbells I would be throwing around and dropping on the ground. The main reason is if you do, they do slide together, and I feel like over time that may break, and if any of that ever breaks off, so those little pieces that they slide into one another, that would just ruin the entire dumbbell set right there. You wouldn't be able to use it anymore, and you had to either return them or replace it. So I do not recommend you, if you're using them at home, throwing them around or even dropping them on the ground. In terms of the other functionality, like using the iSelect app or even things like an Alexa, it's just not for me right now. Until they come up with the updates, it was a big, I spent hours trying to get this thing working. I connected to it like right away. Everything was connected, showing working, all was green, but every time I tried to voice command it, it did not work. It did not want to do what I wanted it to do. And then it caused issues when trying to do it manually. So again, I'm just not even going to bother for the first 30 days. Maybe after that I'll try it, but the iSelect app was just a big, big failure in my opinion. So the other two big turnoffs to me are the wall plug-in. So you do need to have a power adapter and an outlet in your room in order to actually even use it at all. So you can't change the weights at all unless you have it plugged in. It does need power. And then of course the 2 AA batteries. I'm not sure who made that design, but that is also a big annoyance. I wish it was just when it was plugged into the wall, it would just work normally once the dumbbells were plugged in. But again, kind of minor cons as long as you just have like a normal room you're using them in. But if you have some place where you're trying to do this like outside, maybe away from your house or something, these would just not be a good option. For me, it's fine, but depending on where you work out, it might not be good to get these if that is your issue. And my last very minor thing is that if you are not used to the rougher style handles, so these are like normal dumbbell handles that have a lot of the grip on them, these could rip up your hands pretty good right off the bat. So just know you probably will need to callus over your hands a little bit before using them. So again, I have softer hands because I've been using the Core Fitness dumbbells for so long that don't have this, but they do provide a lot more grip, which is nice. So my big problem with the Core Fitness dumbbells is that when I got really sweaty, I kind of felt like I was going to drop the dumbbells, where here I haven't had any of that issue so far, especially going into the Texas summer heat. But with all that said, if you would like to just check out a pair of dumbbells, again, that I've used for more than 5 years now and don't have any of the other issues of plugging into a wall or changing like that, feel free to check out my Core Fitness dumbbell review that I put up to see if that is a better option for you. But with that, remember to be fit and game on.